Bay Ridge. Welcome to another edition of After Hours. This week I want to talk about enduring in spiritual warfare. As you know, we concluded the spiritual warfare series this past Sunday, and I talked about enduring to victory. And that's a very, very important topic in spiritual warfare because endurance is critical, because spiritual warfare is a lifelong battle. It's much bigger than me as an individual or us as a church, and that's part of why it's lifelong. No matter what's going on with me personally, there are always going to be those around me who are experiencing spiritual warfare at that point in time. And this is because spiritual warfare is not just what's going on with me, but we're really caught up in the cosmic battle that has been going on since before humanity was even created. And therefore, that conflict will continue to rage until Jesus returns and consummates the kingdom, at which point warfare will be done and everything will be peace and blessedness. But in the meantime, we are part of the church militant, which means we are engaged in spiritual warfare. And so there's going to be seasons in our life, but there will always be ongoing conflict, both for us individually and then for the people that we love and care about and are walking around. So endurance is very, very important. So I encourage you can listen to the teaching to hear about that. I want to bring out two extra aspects which were not part of the teaching. First, one of the aspects of endurance is that it's really, really hard to keep our focus over a long period of time. When I used to do endurance running, long races, half marathons and marathons, one of the great difficulties in a long run is simply keeping your mental focus. And what happens if you lose your mental focus, you would tend to really, really slow down. And suddenly I'd wake up and discover that, I just spent a half a mile and I was way off of the pace I was trying to keep. Not because my muscles were fatigued or I couldn't breathe any further, but just my mind had wandered and I'd started thinking about something else. And that's why the writer to Hebrews says we need to run with perseverance or endurance. And he specifically says we need to fix our gaze on Jesus. This is a very active term because he's saying you've got to keep your focus set on Christ, or what happens is we lose out in our endurance and our perseverance, and we kind of slack off, therefore, in the race or the spiritual warfare. Now, the second aspect that I want to bring out about that I didn't really talk that much about on Sunday, is this is part of why it's so important that we are part of a community and that we are running with each other. We need each other to help keep that focus. When I would run races or other people run, this is why they like to have partners with them or people to encourage them as they're running the race. It helps you keep your focus. It reminds you, don't slow down. We're keeping a pace together. When I might be losing my focus, the person I was running in the race with would be keeping their focus at that particular time, and then vice versa. When they would lose theirs, I would help to encourage them. In fact, when our kids used to run races in high school, one of the things we would do is we would call out split times, particularly if they were just on a track running around. We would remind them so that they would never fall too far off the pace, because again, losing focus was a major problem that could crop up in running a longer race. And so we need to help each other by kind of calling out to each other, encouraging each other, saying, keep your eyes fixed, keep your focus, keep pressing on. And those who isolate themselves tend to lose focus in their walk and in their warfare, which is not what we want to do. So I encourage you, this is why we need to get close to other believers. It's in the fall and small groups are starting up. We'll be introducing some of the small group leaders in coming weeks. I encourage you, if you're not part of a small group, jump in. But the point is ultimately not even the small groups, it's the relationships. It's the encouraging. It's people getting together. We have some folks who just regularly get together at coffee shops or hang out because it is, as it says in Proverbs, iron sharpening iron. It is us helping each other to run with perseverance and endurance that race that is marked out for us. It is helping us to stand firm in the faith, resisting the enemy. So we want to continue to work to keep that focus. One last thing regarding that is coming up, not this Friday, but the following Friday on September the 29th at 7 p.m. from 7 to 8:30. We're going to have another evening of prayer, praise, and warfare. It's a great time to come out and spend some time in worship with brothers and sisters and to cry out to God together in united, focused prayer and warfare. We'll have childcare available. I encourage you, Please come out so that you can be encouraged, so that you can have your focus renewed, and so that you can be part of renewing the focus and encouragement of others. I look forward to seeing everybody this Sunday as we have the special treat of a missionary being here, and then gathering on that Friday for our evening of prayer, praise, and worship. Have a great, blessed week. God bless. Bye.